What is up, YouTube? We're back. Breaking down Mexico City card. Moreno versus Astro Guy. Overall, decent card. Um, Very hungover on that day. Was struggling. I was vegging. I was doing everything, I was trying to stay in there. But, you know, overall, it was still pretty good, but yeah, the full attention wasn't exactly there, unfortunately. So it is what it is. I plan on watching most, if not all, of the Emmett and Murphy fight card this week, but we're just gonna break down the old one, kind of go over everything, and we're gonna start with that first fight, the Markel Maderos. He beat Austin Hubbard in a decision. I called it. That's one for me. Essentially, what had happened was, from what I remember, first round, whole lot of nothing going on. And maybe there was something, but it was just not enough for me to remember. And then I think it was round two. Hubbard gets Maderos in, what was it? It was like a standing triangle or standing rear naked choke kind of thing. It was like a standing body triangle. And from there, I fell asleep. Yeah. And then I woke up right before, or right in the middle of the Rafa Garcia and Vince Pichel fight. So, tough one. I heard it was really close. I still called it, though. That's one for me, baby. Madero's decision. Moving on to the next one. Jamal Emmers defeated Gabriel Miranda at the end of the first round by TKO. I knew Emmers was going to win. I said second round sub. It was actually first round KO. Not the end of the world. I was asleep, so I can't really speak on the fight too much. I heard that there was some weird with Emmers' coaches, like arguing, like as if they were about to fight after the win. So I don't know what was going on there. I need some more clarity regarding that before speaking on that. But yeah, that was kind of weird. It's always something. Every single card, there's always something I've never seen before. It seems like, and that was, even though I didn't see it because I was asleep. Still, that's interesting. But either way, got that one again in terms of Emmers. The round KO or rounded method did not work. Shocker. Never does. Anyway, moving on to the next fight. We had Rafa Garcia defeating Vince Pichel in third round, or not third round, by decision. I had Rafa Garcia to TKO him in the third round. I thought the altitude would get to him. Vince Pichel, he's very old. I think he's like the oldest fighter on the roster, technically, or tied with it at 42. Yeah, I turned it on, or I woke up halfway through the fight. I honestly thought Pichel was winning, but I was also like kind of half asleep. I don't know, but hey, I'm gonna take it. That's another win in the book for me. As for Rafa Garcia, let's see what he's working with right now. I think he's on a win streak of some sort, right? No, he's not. Never mind. Got absolutely manhandled by Grant Dawson a few months ago. But yeah, I mean, Rafa Garcia maybe go on a streak and we'll talk business. But lightweight's so competitive. I don't think he does well there. Could barely get past Vince Pichel. That's for Pichel. Retire. Get out of here. We're done with you. We don't need you anymore. You're not even a name we can build other people off of anymore. So we're good on that. Moving on to the next fight, we have Lupita Godinez versus Julia Polestri. I had Godinez by decision. I think this was also a close fight. I forget what I was doing. I think I was just laying in my bed, like contemplating another nap or something. Especially, it's very hard to stay engaged with this type of stuff. Even though I am a big Lupita Godinez fan, she always comes to fight. She'll take fights on short notice. She's just always ready to go, and she kind of got that dog in her. So that's why I went with her by decision. I think it was a pretty close fight. I heard the commentators going crazy, even from the other room, and I was like, am I actually missing something? I don't even know. And then I came back towards like the end of the third round. I saw Godinez was cut up, but I think she was still doing stuff. I don't know. Either way, had that right. So to start off that card, I mean, picked 4 of the fighters correct, 2 of the methods correct. So we were moving until Mel Costa beat Christian Rodriguez, who I literally just said might be one of the boogeymen of featherweight a week or 2 ago. Close fight, but I think I can't even remember. I did watch this whole fight. I was pretty entertained, but now we're like 3 days removed, so I'm trying to think. So I think I had Costa round 1, Rodriguez 2, Costa 3, something like that. Maybe I had, yeah, no, because, yeah, I don't know. Either way, very disappointed, very happy for Mel Costa at the same time. I mean, we're talking about a guy that fought a little over a month ago, not even. It was probably like a little over a month ago from this time, because he fought on that Seattle card where he beat Feely by second round sub. Then he goes out there and he beats Rodriguez, and it wasn't like the greatest performance ever, but he held his own. So I think Mo Costa, you give him a guy right outside the rankings, and if he wins, he's fighting ranked fighters. Honestly, some people might even think that he's ready for a ranked fighter now. I don't think so, but he's making his way up there for sure. He's on a 3-fight win streak, going back to not even a year ago. Lost to Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia also low-key like a boogeyman of that division. But for Mel Costa, very interesting. What can we do with Mel Costa? Because I want to see him get a jump now. Honestly, I'm not even the biggest fan, but respect. Honestly. And beating Christian Rodriguez is absolutely no joke. So, what I think you do, Mo Costa and William Gomis. I think that's a fun fight. I'm down with that. So let's run that. Or maybe a Mel Costa versus Do Ho Choi. Winner gets top 15. I like that. I think that'd be really, really fun. So that's what I want to rock with there. As for Christian Rodriguez, though, like I said, very disappointed in the performance. I wasn't expecting him to go out there and run through him. I was just expecting like a clear decision for Rodriguez. I meant maybe 30-27, but not like a dominant 20 or 30-27 where, Mel couldn't get anything off. Like I thought it was gonna be like, okay, it's just like Rodriguez is just out dogging him and just being a little better in everything. So I think Christian Rodriguez, did he fought? No, let's do Christian Rodriguez versus Morgan Charrier. I think that would be a fun fight. I'm down with it. So I think that's the next fight to make. Or do like him versus like Kyle Nelson, I don't know, on some Canada card. Actually, they're doing one in May, so probably not that, but the trips were clean though. Going back to that, for Christian Rodriguez, it was just he made it look so easy how he was just getting him down. It was like, is Costa even showing any resistance? But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Moving on to the next fight though, we have Ateba Godier defeating Jose Medina, the human punching bag, first round KO. 3 minutes 32 seconds into it. Yeah, I called this down to a T. I had no idea who Gaudier was, and I saw this guy walking out. Um, no chance he's 6'4". He's not the same height as Ngannou or whatever. That's not true, but he is absolutely a tank at middleweight. I hate doing this because I've been proven wrong so many times when I do this, but after one fight against a horrible opponent like Jose Medina, I think this guy could be a future contender already. Obviously, there's a lot of things that has to get tested, but I think this guy looks really technical. Obviously, has a lot of power to him. I think from the looks of it, he's going to be a tough guy to take to the ground. Obviously, I can absolutely be proven wrong there, but I think Gaudier is solid. I want to build him up though. I don't want to give him anything crazy. So let's look at what we can give a guy like Gaudier. Oh, excuse me. Next. Oh my goodness. So let's see where Tapology has him rated as of right now. Can't imagine it's like too high considering he just came off his debut like last week. Let's see. So he just beat Jose Medina, who's like 105 or something. So they have him at 70. Obviously, I take these rankings with a grain of salt. This is also fighters from all around the world. I think with Gaudier, you do like ah. I know what I want to do. Gaudier versus Cody Brundage. Set it up. Going to be insane. Winner of that, you can start looking in top 25-ish area. Not someone in like, probably more in that 20 to 25 range, but I think Brundage versus Gaudier, fun fight. You can honestly put that on like a mid pay-per-view kind of. Brundage has actually been like on like the main card of two pay-per-views, I think. He was definitely on the Bo Nickel one when he fought him. I think that was UFC 300. I think he was on like another one. It was probably trash, so you could do that. As for Jose Medina, cut him. Honestly, you were only in there for your chin and hopeful cardio, hopeful deceiving cardio. Didn't work. Cut him. Probably not though. Honestly, just make him fight someone else. Who cares? Going on to the next fight, we have Kevin Borjas defeating what was supposed to be the prospect from Mexico, Ronaldo Rodriguez, by decision. I feel like an idiot. I thought Rodriguez was going to win, as did most people, but I was more so doing it because I was like, all right, I don't know too much about Borjas, if like anything at all, but from what I've heard, he's kind of scrappy. I've never been impressed by Ronaldo Rodriguez. The first fight I've actually seen him fight in was on the Sphere card, and I was just like, you know, it wasn't that impressive. So I only had Rodriguez decision because I was like, probably gonna be a close fight. They're gonna give it to him. It was so bad. I think this completely derailed any hype there is. I think even if he got like a knockout in his next fight, like it's like, the hype's not back yet, but he's trying in the right direction. Like he's got to do a lot now, I feel like, to kind of get back on that train or whatever. And don't get me wrong, they'll still throw him on like the Mexico City cards and everything. It's just like a good name to throw on there, but yeah, I was not impressed. Borjas was winning most of the exchanges. Rodriguez just like throwing fancy stuff, but nothing's landing, nothing he's like really committing on. It's like I don't understand why you're trying to be fancy. Like get some volume in there, throw some 1-2s, like mix it up a little bit. And it was just oh, Diamond. Hold on. Oh, let's go. Hopefully he sells. Oh, that's it. Ah, sorry. Back to the video. Um, Either way, Rodriguez, man. I just, like I said, never really trusted the guy. Only seen him fight once. I was like, why are they building this guy up? Why was this guy ever on the main card of the Sphere? That is still like an absolute dud of a card, kind of outside the actual Sphere kind of brand that they have with it. But yeah, I think Rodriguez needs to go get 3 or 4 wins. I'm fine with 2 of them being against cans if you really want to try to build them up again. And then like we can start talking about right outside the top 15. Not he's still very young though, you know. I'm not saying oh he'll never be a champ or whatever, you know. He is pretty young, right? Yeah, he's younger. Yeah, he's 25, so about to be 26, actually. Okay, I thought he was younger than that. But either way, you know, it's flyweight too. He might be able to get 2 or 3 and just catch the division at a bad time and then end up just finding his way in top 15. So we'll see what they do with him from there. As for Borjas, I think, is that his first UFC one? Let me see. That is technically because he won on the Contender Series. But he lost to Joshua Van, who I think is a dark horse in that division. I think some of the best striking I've seen out of flyweights, even like with Moreno and Usyk and all that. Joshua Van and Alessandro Costa. So those aren't even bad losses. I think the Rodriguez fight's a step in the right direction. So maybe, I mean, he was out for 11 months, it looks like, because the Costa fight was on that Pantoja-Usyk pay-per-view last May. So maybe that year off kind of helped him revamp, because he looked pretty solid, honestly, with the striking and whatnot. So I'm very interested to see what they do with him. I think you give him like another guy that's, you know, not too high up there. I mean, flyweight's not tense though by any means. This guy can easily find himself in top 15 if he wins like maybe 1 or 2 more. It's just I really don't think flyweight's that stacked. Literally just saw Weasel say it's a top 3 division right now. I almost spit out my water when I heard that. I think it's one of the worst male divisions. It's probably the third worst, honestly. I think I put middleweight above it nowadays. So for where is he? I just lost him. For Borjas, I think do like him versus. Kind of want to do him versus Durden. Probably can't do that's too high, honestly. Do him like versus Felipe Dos Santos. You know, Dos Santos coming off a loss, Boras off a win. Winners kind of get back on track. Fight schedules match up too, so I'm fine with that. We'll rock with that. So Borjas versus Felipe Dos Santos for the next fight. Moving on to this one, this was horrible prediction. Clearly, I did not remember who Simon Oliveira was. Still don't remember him too much. I think I did technically watch that one fight he had in 2023, which was the last time he fought. I literally just bet him, not knowing who David Martinez was. David Martinez went out there, destroyed him, first round KO. And then even after I found out who Simon Oliveira was, which was like 2 hours after I made the video, I was like, I'm not changing it. It's whatever. We're rocking with it. So just stuck with it. It is what it is. If the upset would have happened, I would have been on here bragging about it. I'm gonna take it now. It's all right. I'll bounce back. Next fight. We have Raul Rosas Jr. defeating Vince Morales. Decision. I had Rosas Jr. I had him third round submission. I didn't think Rosas looked that good. I think Morales is actually a serviceable opponent, even in the stacked bantamweight. I don't think he's that bad. Or I don't even know. It's just like, it's good enough to kind of like get by, but yeah, I don't really understand. That's weird. I just found out Taylor Lapios got cut. That's really weird. Okay, yeah, either way, so yeah, I meant, actually Morales might get cut. Yeah, he's on a 3-fight loss streak. Eh, I'd be fine with them keeping him around, give him like another up and comer. But yeah, Rosas Jr. is just another guy. Let me down. Just not really doing anything, man. He's so young though. Like he's in a different boat kind of than Rodriguez, even though he has more hype to him. And I don't know why. Some of those submission attempts from Morales off his back, they kind of scared me. I don't know why. I was just like, oh, like that doesn't look comfortable. So still got it right with the correct fighter, but like I said, I was not impressed. I don't even want to look at what Rosas Jr. should get next because anyone else like above him, I think right now, I think it's gonna be a really tough fight. Probably gonna lose. Actually, no. Now I'm curious because I want to see who is technically above him. Who did Rosas Jr. He lost to Christian Rodriguez, I'm pretty sure. That was when Christian Rodriguez was missing weight and beating all those prospects. Now he can't even beat Mel Costa or Julian Erosa. What a crazy world we live in, honestly. Who would have thought? So, going over to Bantamweight division. Check it out. See who Rosas Jr., where he's at roughly. Yes. Yeah. What is this? Why is Ronnie Yaya number 44 in the world? What is this? I don't even know where Rosas Jr. is. I must have skipped him. Yeah, no way they got Casey Kenny above him. Where is he? Oh, I did pass him. Okay. So with Rosas Jr., I think. Wow, he is on a 4-fight win streak. I thought he beat Terrence Mitchell before the C-Rod loss. Ooh. What do we want to do with Raul Rosas Jr.? Hmm. Do maybe Douglas Silva de Andrade? I don't know. I'm fine with something like that. Because I don't want to put him up against a prospect. If I put him up against Blackshear, I think Blackshear wins. Ooh, or you can do him versus Charles Jourdain. I think that's a fun fight. Jourdain, I think, might win that too, but that's a good test. I'm honestly fine with that. So, I'm gonna rock with I'm gonna rock with the Jourdain matchup. I like Jourdain versus Rosas Jr. I think that's a really, really fun fight. So yeah, we'll go with that. Let me just list this up real quick. Perfect. And then on to the next fight. What do we have? Chirez defeating CJ Vergara by submission. 2.5 minutes into the first round. um, yeah, Vergara was getting rocked all over the place. I think Chirez looked pretty good actually here. I did have Chirez. I had him by decision though. Thought Vergara, for whatever reason, it's just gonna look so bad. Um, Me saying a few days ago, I was like, oh, Vergara is gonna show everyone, oh, he can still hang in there. No, absolutely not. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. He's got to be cut now. As for Chirez, I think he looked really good. I still can't believe I missed that Chirez and Van fight. I heard that fight was so good. I came in like towards the end of it. I was driving to one of my boys' cribs to watch it, and yeah, I remember getting there and he was like, "Oh, dude, you missed this fight. This was crazy." I was like, "Damn." It's like it is what it is, but yeah, I'm really excited to see what he does. Edgar Chirez. I don't think we should give him top 15 or anything close yet, considering he just lost to Van, but let's see what is technically above someone of the likes of Edgar Chirez. So Chirez, for Chirez, honestly, I wouldn't mind Chirez versus maybe Ronaldo Rodriguez, but I don't know how the UFC feels about putting doing Mexican versus Mexican. Or you can do like Chirez versus like a Azat Maksum. That'd be a fun fight. I don't. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Maybe like Chirez versus like a Ray Tazura. Coming off of similar schedules as well. But I think with Chirez, you gotta get him on a win streak a little bit here before we start talking top 15. I think if he beats one of those guys, then you can start looking at like a Mateus Nicolau maybe. No, Nicolau might be ranked still actually. I don't even know. Yeah, flyweight I think is going to change drastically in the next like year or so. It's so tough to even predict what like a following matchup would be even if they won. So we'll rock with that for now. Solid win for Chirez. As for Vergara, I mean, you should have been cut before. Let's let's finalize it this time, cutting him. Moving on to the next fight, another tough beat. Torres Manuel Loco, that is, defeated Drew Dober. First round KO, a minute 45 in. Yeah, I feel like an idiot. If Torres wasn't coming off that knockout Bob Mondes loss, I would have sided with him like hard. And my dumbass just completely forgot that Dober got absolutely destroyed by John Silva literally like 9 months ago. So I like the only damage I was thinking, I was like, all right, well, Drew Dober got slept by Matt Frivola, and I know his chin's not the same, but I think he can hang in there and just outdog Torres. We didn't even get to see anyone try to outdog whatever. Torres just landed the cleanest 1-2 right on the button, put him out, and then Dober's just holding on to the leg, and you just got like 20 hammer fishes coming in, and Torres looking up at the ref. He's like, more? All right. And just kept going. So, yeah, I had Dober third round KO. It was a tough one to predict, honestly, just because the durability of both. Um, I might have even leaned Torres if I didn't forget about the John Silva piecing, but I don't even feel confident saying that looking back on it, honestly, because yeah, it is what it is. Good. This is better for the lightweight division, though. I think we really did just see how good Bob Mondes is with that sub over Jalen Turner, saying it like a Brit, that's weird. Jalen Turner. However, I think Torres beating Dober like that, I think there's some momentum behind him again. I don't know who to match him up with. I think lightweight, like they got so many like prospects, like right on the cusp of breaking in, but like you got to be strategic with how you do it, or you got like a lot of good guys on good win streaks. I think with Torres though, I would like to see him versus like a Thiago Moises. I think that's a good test. See if the Moises grappling gets to him. And if not, though, Torres might end up with another highlight reel KO, gain some even more momentum, and then we can start looking at the guys like right outside top 20, like the Diego Ferreira. Um, yeah, it's crazy. Like, you got so many guys on big win streaks right outside top 15. You got Ziam, you got Ludovic Klein. Nasrat's now on a 5-fight win streak, which is crazy. Huffy obviously is doing great things. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. As for Dober, I think he needs to fight another up and coming prospect, and I think that will be. Mm, I don't know. I don't know who to give him actually. We'll let that one go for now, honestly. Maybe Ishmael Buff. Oh no, Bonfim just lost. That's right. Let's do Sadikov. Yeah, him versus Sadikov. I think that'd be a fun fight. Let's do that. So Dober versus Sadikov, and we're rocking with Torres versus. Who did I just say? Oh, Thiago Moises. I think that's a good fight. Moving on to the main event. Fight I also predicted right down to the T. I said Moreno decision. I think I did. Well, some people thought it was closer than I thought it was. I think the one thing I'm gonna give credit for the whole card is the judging. From what I remember, I was lined up correctly with the judges, so I don't know if that means the judges were good or if it was like we were just thinking alike. But I had 49-46 Moreno. I think I only had Usyk winning second round, if I'm not mistaken, and then Moreno all the other ones. Usyk was doing well. He's obviously very technical. He's a good fighter, but with Moreno, you just have to have so many facets to your game, and just it's just like it's so hard to beat like Moreno. So unless you're Pantoja, but Pantoja just outdogs him. That's all it is. Ursig, sometimes I question if he has that dog in him. Sometimes, you know. But yeah, Moreno wins. Top of flyweights, log jammed again, and it sucks. I really like Moreno. It's just like he lost to Pantoja 3 times. Don't want to run a fourth. But I think there's only one thing you do in Moreno that I think is like kind of fair for Moreno, as well as like kind of helps clears up the division in a way, and that's you do Moreno versus Royval 3. Have that headline that September card that's in Guadalajara, Mexico. 5-rounder trilogy. And I think regardless of who wins that, they'll get the next shot against Pantoja, even though nobody wants to see it. It's unfortunate, but This is what I worried about with Holloway and Holloway beating Taporia on top of me just loving Taporia. I worried. I was like, oh, dude, if Holloway wins, like, we're gonna have to see the Vulcan Holloway fight, and it's just like nobody cares. But yeah, I mean Moreno won. He's been looking really good these last two fights. I fell asleep for the Roy Val and him fight originally. I heard he looked horrible. He still looked really good in Pantoja fight, but like that fight was so close too. Yeah, it was. I don't know. It is what it is. I just hope like I'd be fine if they. I don't want this because like I don't feel like Moreno needs to do this, but if they do like a Moreno and Cap fight and like Cap won somehow, that'd be awesome. But I also do really like Moreno a lot. It's very conflicting. None of this would have happened if Moreno beat Pantoja originally, and then we just had a Sinquility or whatever it is, Sinquilogy or some stupid stuff. But either way, solid card. Some memorable moments. I got 8 of the 12 winners correct, 4 of them being perfect. I think it was like 3 decisions though, and then the one first round KO by Gaudier. So I was profitable. Won $4. Can't go wrong with $4. Just contributing it into next week. Just how it has to go. It is what it is. But I'll be breaking down the fights for next card. Looking forward to it. Not really. I'm just really trying to get to that next week. The name value on this next card is horrible, but it is what it is. Can't really do much about it. We just pay for the product. What do we know? Ugh, trash. I'm out.